Take us back to your SNCC days. When you said you knew you risked arrest, you knew you risked not finishing college as did many other folks. How did people, you young people, think about this financially? In Harry Belafonte's memoir that was just published, he notes that there were hundreds and thousands of people and young people and children that were arrested in Georgia and in Albany, Georgia, for example. And you had to post bond and bail. Where did they think the money would come from? And oftentimes there wasn't money, and one had to raise money in the North and elsewhere to get these folks released from prison. How did you and others put yourself at risk without the resources of who would pay your bail?
Well, probably foolishly, we didn't know the resources were there when we risked going to jail. I don't think we thought that far in advance that when I was arrested in Atlanta for the first time, I did not think Joe Blow will pay my bond. I didn't know Joe Blow. I didn't know who might do it. In fact, I don't think I ever thought about it at all. I knew I wasn't going to spend the rest of my life in jail. And as it turned out, I spent just an afternoon. And someone I did not know stepped up and said, I'll pay not my bail, but the bail for all of us, or someone's. I happened to live in Atlanta at the time, a community which had enough people, black people of wealth, and not enormous wealth, but just ordinary wealth, who could say, well, I'll put up this, I'll put up that, I'll put up that, and we could all get out. It was never a problem. When you got in the smaller southern towns, it was a big, big problem, and you had to reach outside of your own circumstances to get people to do that. But luckily, we could always find people to do it. It was always a scuffle, always a struggle, but there was always somebody who would do it, somebodies who would do it, because never what could one person take care of this. But there were always somebodies who could do it, and it always turned out well in the end. You know, we were and are the kind of people who said, I don't know who's going to do it, but somebody will. I believe that will happen. And we believed. We just had this trust that it would happen, and it always did.
Do you have examples of that today?
Sure. Today, I went with you to talk to a wealthy man who I wanted to give money to the NAACP, and I can remember that my wife and Maxim and myself just strategized before God. You say this, then, no, don't say that, say this, then I'll say this, then you'll say that, and so on. Finally, we got the guy, and I spoke, and my wife spoke, and Maxim spoke, and the guy said, what do you want? And Maxim said, $1 million. And he said, I can do that. I thought, oh. Well, I mean, none of us jumped up and said, woo-hoo, but I think we felt that. And this guy gave us $1 million. And, you know, we often wondered, what if you had said 100,000? I think we would have gotten that, but it's not as good as $1 million. So we said $1 million, and he gave $1 million, and he's a decent kind of person. And I think if asked, would do it again. But so you ask and you get, not every time by any means, but you do get it if you ask for it, and you won't get it if you don't ask for it.